So that's the front nine. We're 3 down through 9. Ideally, you want to be 4 or 5 to be competitive, but I'm happy with that start considering how windy it actually is. And let's move on to the back 9. Hole 10, 280, forehand, straight to fade, headwind. Hole 11, super short, very uphill. The basket is on almost a 45-degree slope. If you don't hit this hillside, I find the forehand is best because the disc is turning into the hillside and it wants to skip and up and then stay there. Over the backhand, it's going the other way and then it wants to flutter down. And maybe that's science, maybe it's an opinion. Whether you go through the 2 trees up there, centered, or the gap on the right, dealer's choice. The danger on the right is low-hanging branches. The danger on the left gap is it's 3 times skinnier. The tree in the center, of course, gets hit the most, just like on hole 3. So I think with the forehand, as long as you don't hit the center tree, you're probably going to get up there. Let's find out. Yeah, you hit the tree dead center like it's hole 3 and now you're scramble mode. Gave myself a dandy look here. It looks like it's an Anheuser putter. You don't want to land with too much angle. You want this to land flat to stick on that hill to tap out of here with the par. You see 5s on this hole all the time, but generally it's from basket hits or root hits and rollaways. It's very much a De La Viega style hole if you're familiar with that course. Yeah, that's perfect. Hole 12. This one's been giving me absolute fits. I've only played this course, I think, 3 times this year, leading up to what's happening this Sunday. I've either ripped it into the tree line on the left or grip locked it off into the crap on the right, and they've all resulted in over par hole 12s. The idea is to throw it, I think, with something relatively stable towards the pole up ahead and then have it fade down. The basket is down a slope on the left side. I'm hoping today's the day, but you just never know. Keep turning. Oh. Hole 13, shorty, uphill. You can throw a grenade if you can throw over all those trees. I prefer the forehand. People throw backhand. There's also a window up here. People throw a turning backhand and drop in. That sounds hard and unnecessary. I'll just try the forehand. Park job. Hole 14, it is straight and then dog leg left. So most people will throw something very stable, quite high, get around that tallest tree at the corner, and then have it just dump on top of the basket. Perfect world. Yeah, see, it was short of the line. Hole 15, very downhill, super short. We refer to this as the raptor den. I tend to jump putt, but there's a large headwind coming up to shoot, so we don't want to get wind underneath the flight plate and lift the disc. It'll carry off over the left bank. We don't want to go too far because we end down in the dyno pen. Little too far for my likings. My name's not Ricky. I'm not going to send that. I'm going to put a layup down there first and then throw one off the cliff. Yeah. Lefty make. Oh, barely. We're at 16. It is super uphill. It runs right beside 15, which was all the way down. Now we go back up. 17 plays on flat, and then 18 is a large open downhill. Super beautiful shot. For this one, gonna use a stall again. This is my favorite disc. I'm just gonna try to throw a forehand up the left side of these trees. It's the largest gap. The basket sits on the right after the clump of trees at the top. Here we go. It's a little short. So it rolled all the way down. Like all the way. Unreal. I love this game. I'm gonna mark with a mini because I want to use the same disc. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Oh yeah. This is what we practice. I guess this is why we practice. Oh. Hole 17. It is just, I think it's the longest shot on the course. It's generally a straight to fade forehand. It's 300 some odd feet. I don't know, like it's a short 300. I can get there sometimes. I don't know with these conditions, but I'm gonna try. That came out so floppy. Yeah, being on the right side is much worse than the left, and that's the big risk of throwing the forehand. Now you can throw a backhand and you can get down there and then just pitch up for a par. I'll try. May as well fully embarrass ourselves. Yeah, see, like that's a much better result, even though it's way off in the junk. It's not on the junk on the right. You're just cut off from everything over there. So par will be tough, probably a bogey. A situation is not good. I would say we're at least 80 short. Tons of stuff in the way right here. Gonna try to bend the backhand around this pole with this envy. Hopefully it's not too stable. Well, hopefully we don't hit the pole. So let's get in position. Oh yeah, that's max comfort. I'm gonna go up high. Panning. Whoa, that almost went in. Whoa! One of the best scrambles of my life. Sketchy putt, but there's no pictures on scorecards. There's video of your practice round. Welcome to hole 18. Now look at that. Basket is down at the bottom of the hill. Here we go. 350-foot shot off the tees that we're playing. Let's get to it. We've got a big headwind coming in right up this hill. I choose to throw this old reliable stall. I like to throw it out wide over these trees on the right and get a long fade in towards the basket. Last time I played here, I was woefully short, so I'm hoping today I've got a little more juice in me and can make this shot, because like, you get so much flight time up here. It's really, really pretty. Oh, the wind lifted that so fast. Wow, here it comes. Oh, it's a birdie putt. Just watch the footage back of that drive. Way to stand in the shot for half an hour, idiot. So that's the 18-hole layout for the season opener at the Mount Mac Disc Golf Course in Whitehorse, Yukon. I'm looking forward to the event. It's going to be hard. Based on how I shot today, it's going to be extremely hard. There's a lot of good players here, and you got to have a bit of luck on your side as well. There's so many rollaways on this course. So step one, of course, clean scorecard and get the birdies and they present themselves. But you got to be pretty aggressive. It's only a one-round thing, and this is how we set up our tags. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful.